Even though this life gets tough, said you gotta keep fighting. And even though it gets hard, it's gonna get you hard. Gotta keep striving. But you gotta keep striving. Through the fears and the loss, so the tears won't turn off. No tears, your heart's crying. Yes, hold on to his words. Lean on him, it gets better,
The toughest war you ever face will be domestic. It's elementary, it's been this way for centuries. Cold War was raised against us. Take off them blinders, you will see. That it ain't about them gas prices, it's all about who whip the nicest. All about them deals on bundles, Arrow Fleet don't make them up. Face beating red bottoms, dead beats we hear about them. Fitted up from head to toe, but never at their children's door. Wonder why they dying by the dozens, but it's simple, yo. Just listen. It's time we stop ignoring facts. It's time we take our family back. Fix the root and then attack. Stop making moves without a plan. Control emotions, then we stand. Calling on my kingdom and to come together. Take this land. We gotta fight, our future depends. Get the head back in order, cause that's where it begins. Invest your all into your garden, water the roots to the end. Nurture the family tree and let the fruit feed all men. Just listen.
This life gets
Welcome to another episode of A Mile in My Shoes, where we ask the question, how can we say we know someone if we've never heard their story? And I'm excited. We got a couple coming on today. I've been waiting to get them here. We finally got them here. Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome Mr. and Mrs. Landry to come and share their testimony with you guys. Let's get them all here, y'all. What's happening, my people?
Hello.
How y'all feeling on the day?
Great. Awesome.
Good. Tell the people who you are, where you from, and let them know your journey and your story, man.
Okay. You want to go first? Yeah. My name's Chad Landry. I'm from New Iberia, Louisiana. I've been living in Lake Charles for like 10 years. We've been in Lafayette for like 3. Where you want me to start?
Look, whatever you led to tell us about, man.
So a little bit about me is I started out young, involved in the streets, getting involved in crime and drugs and stuff. And I thought that was cool, man. And with that landed me up being incarcerated quite a few times, man. And so I try to give a message to the kids today, man, that they don't have to go down that same road, I mean, I can go on and on with my life story, man. It's for a lot of people who know me, but know where God brought me from, man. And that's who gets the glory is God, man. I try to always keep that in mind, man, to always know, bro, that, whatever I've been through, God brought me through it, and I came out on the other side and stuff like that. And my main journey with my wife, though, that's where it got real interesting. Started, I was in doing a 10-year sentence, and then they shipped me to work release. So my wife was working at the work release program, and we just was talking about God and life and stuff, man, and we wound up liking each other.
Yeah.
And stuff. So that's how we hooked up. And we've been together for 13 years by the grace of God. And and when I first came home, man, I still was struggling with some issues. I was still drugs and alcohol, man, stuff like that. And she just stuck with me. She didn't give up on me, but so her unconditional love for me is what started to transform me, man. When I started seeing, man, she was loving me when I didn't know how to really love myself. And so, man, God seen us through that, them trials and tribulations, man, and brought us out through that, man. And so now we're on the other side of that, man. We're involved in the community. We're part of this organization called Family and Friends of Louisiana's Incarcerated Children. They asked us to start a chapter out here. So my wife and I are chapter organizers for the Flick chapter in Lafayette. We started a nonprofit of our own, Speaking to Inspire Through Experience. Where we offer a mentorship program. We just getting into the court system where we're gonna be working with the probation officers and stuff, man. So they can refer us to kids, man, and we could try to start shaping and molding their minds and their thinking, man, and try to let them know, man, that they don't have to keep going down that same road.
Yeah.
And we're involved with a lot of other organizations, man. By the grace of God, we do some work with Extra Mile. We do some parent cafe meetings where we host those meetings. We have some other things coming up that I'm not gonna speak on just yet because it's still in the making. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're waiting for some contracts, man, and it's just amazing, bro. Like I'm just amazed, man. And I still, they would try to attack me sometime. Like this morning, man, I was kind of having a like a aggravating day,
Yeah.
but it was like I had a lot going on at once, and then this here's what I need right here, man. To see your energy, man. Your energy is amazing, bro. Your energy is what I needed in this moment, bro.
Yes, sir.
Man. And so, bro, we just keep moving forward, man. The words say, without a vision, people perish, man. We get whatever vision we get, but we try to implement it, bro, because we know that if God gives us the vision, He's gonna give us everything we need to make it happen.
Yes, sir.
We do the work, faith without works is dead, So, and I just try to hold on to God's word, man, through everything. And I hold on to His promises, bro. We got a lot of promises in that word,
Yeah.
Now,
Now, let's take it back. Let's take it back for those who may struggle with any situations or may have been through anything similar. How was the journey, and what were some of the steps that you had to take in order to fully like remove yourself from that life? Because a lot of people struggle and they like, I just can't get out of it. It just won't let me go. What are some of the practical steps that you had to take?
Well, for one, man, I had to when I reached that ready point, I had to put in some work, man. I'm involved in a Narcotics Anonymous program.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 12-step recovery program, man, and it's a 12-step. Like anybody can implement those 12 steps in their lives, man. It's just it's a spiritual. It's about spirituality. Cleaning the records of the past and giving back. That's the whole meat of the whole thing. So I would say, man, that there is help out there. A person would have to. I would recommend they get themselves out of the situation for a while. They have to go to detox, rehab, whatever.
Yeah.
Build a strong, solid foundation, man. And I know people who did it and stayed where they was in the same environment. Like I didn't go to rehab. I went to rehab before. I didn't build my foundation. I felt like I could do it again. And I would say give yourself a break. Because the life that's waiting on the other side of that situation, I promise, man, it's undescribable. You won't even explain it. Like you can't imagine the life that God has waiting for you on the other side of that situation you're going through. Because on the other side of pain is a reward.
Now I'm going to speak to Miss Jennifer. For those who become the helpmate of those who've been in those situations, where did your mind have to be in order to provide that unconditional love to them, to give them that strength?
I had to be strong because it was hard, and it was probably one of the hardest things that one of the hardest things I've ever been through. But like I tell a lot of people, I knew his potential. So I knew his potential, and I knew inside of him was a great man. So I just decided, I'm gonna stick by him because eventually he's gonna get it, and I'm gonna walk alongside of him until he can, catch his head. And he's been clean over 2 years now.
2 years and 3 months.
And I prayed for this for 10 years. I prayed 10 years strong. I went through the addiction with him. I mean, I walked alongside of him. There were situations I shouldn't have never put myself in, but I did that because I never wanted to see him hurt.
Yeah.
I never wanted to see him go to jail, while we were together. So when he said, I'm going somewhere, I was right alongside him. And I never done drugs. I never, no alcohol. But when he walked that walk, I'm walking it with you. Because
it's amazing though, Chad, like just hearing her say the words, I knew he was a great man. I caught the chills. And you know what, guys, showed me in that moment? That woman beside you, whoever you choose, got some power to either lift you up or tell you. As soon as she said that, I was like, that's how much power the woman holds to be able to push a man to greatness, man. Wow.
I heard a pastor say one time, I can't think of his name right now. He said, you know, when you found the right woman, he said, every man has a fool and a king on the inside of him. He said, when you find the right woman, she's going to speak to the king inside of you. Mm.
And see, with Chad, well, let me just back it up and tell you a little bit about me.
Shout out Bishop. I see you on there, man. That's my pastor saying what's up to us, man.
Hello. See, my story is a little different. I never, when I was younger, I probably did try, experiment with certain things when I was younger. But at the age of 17, I got into a relationship at 17 and it became an abusive situation. I stayed in that situation from 17 to 21 or 22. It wasn't a day that went by that I was not abused. It wasn't a day that went by. I had 2 children throughout this abusive situation. And I think what I did was, because I was dealing with that for so long, I thought that that's how it was supposed to be. I'm supposed to be in this type of relationship. So everything this man ever told me and did to me, at some point or another, I took that into every relationship I was in.
Yeah.
And if I was with someone and they didn't show me that same type of whatever he was showing, I figured they didn't love me at all.
Yeah.
So I have been through some terrible relationships. I have been abused. I have been kidnapped. I've been held hostage. I've been with 3 people that murdered someone that could have easily probably been me, And I went through that, throughout my life, and I have a brother, and in 2000, and might have been 13. Well, let me back it up a little bit. One day, my mom called me, something totally different, and I was still young. I was young. I had my kids, but I asked my mom to take care of my children for me because I wanted to live that life, So she did, and she called me one day and I didn't answer. I'm like, I don't want to answer this phone. I just got off to work. I'm not answering. And she kept calling and I wouldn't answer. So someone else called and I answered. And they was like, did you talk to your mom? I say, no, why? She said, call your mama. I said, okay. So I called the number and she answered the phone, and my stepdad had been killed. That's why my mama kept calling, because he had been shot. They told me he'd been shot, and I'm thinking, okay, it's a leg. He got shot in the leg. I'm on my way to the hospital. And they was like, no, baby, he's dead. And that took everything out of me, absolutely everything out of me, because he wasn't my dad, but he raised.
Yeah.
So, you think I would have learned at that point when the phone rings, answer the phone. I didn't, I didn't answer. And a couple of years later, in 2013, the phone rang again. I didn't answer it. Rang another time. I decided to answer it. It was my mom again. This time, my mom was screaming. She said, he's not getting up. He's not waking up. I said, Mama, what's wrong? My brother was shot 5 times. By the grace of God, he made it.
Wow.
But his friend stood over him and shot him 5 times.
Wow.
Yes. And 3 months later, my brother was still in the cast and was convinced to go to a club with my other cousin, and my other cousin got into it with someone, and sooner or later, my brother ended up catching a charge of manslaughter. So he ended up hurting someone at that club. And again, and from that point, I became so scared to answer a phone.
It's a
Terrified.
lot of trauma.
Oh yeah,
A
and
lot of
and
trauma.
the biggest one, I'm at work one day in 2016. I'm at work, and the phone rings. My mama said, "Jennifer, go home and check on Tyra. Tyra is my daughter, my second daughter." I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?" She said, "Girl, I don't know. They didn't call me. Something going on." And as I'm riding up the street, my mom's house is 5 minutes away. I'm driving, and my phone rings. The lady said, "Jennifer, is it true? Is it true?" I'm like, "Is what true?" "That Tyra got shot in the head." This is my baby. When she said that, I made it around that corner in less than a minute. I floored it. And I tell everybody this, I don't know how I made it there because I was probably going about almost 100 around a corner. And when I turned around that corner, I seen about 100 people. 100 people, a coroner's van, yellow tape. My child was gone. In a blink of an eye, she was gone. So I seen the guy, and it was the father of her children that did it.
Man.
She was 5 months pregnant. She had already had a 1-year-old daughter, which is my granddaughter. She's 8 years old today. And I saw him walking around holding his baby, walking back and forth. I'm like, "What's going on? What happened? What happened?" And he told me that she shot herself. And I say, "What was going on? How did she get a gun? Give me this baby." And I took this baby, and they took him in a car, I guess, to go question somewhere else. And they took me with Chad. Matter of fact, I was calling him back to back, and he never answered. He was actually on the phone trying to get into a rehab at that time.
Mhm.
So he didn't even answer. And he finally got a ride and showed up. And they brought me to the police station, and I'm on the floor in the police station, just bawling and crying on the floor, just kind of rolling around the floor.
Man.
And they said, "We need you to go to the hospital after this." I said, "Go to the hospital?" She said, "Yes, take the baby and go to the hospital." I go to the hospital, and they are swabbing my grandbaby's hands. I'm like, "What are y'all?" She's one. "Why are y'all swabbing her hands?" Because he said she killed his mama, her mama. So he turned it from her killing herself to her daughter killing her.
1 year old daughter.
She's one. She's one. So time went on, and he is convicted. They gave him 45 years, might have been.
Yeah.
He got 45 years. And to this day, I forgive him.
Whoo, that's heavy.
It's very heavy. It took me
Ooh wee.
so many, and let me tell you something. I tell this story to a lot of people. If my mother heard me say these words, or anybody in my family heard me say those words, they would probably not talk to me ever again. But I think for me to have peace,
Mm.
I have to forgive it.
Yeah.
Can I ever have a conversation with him and sit down and talk? I'll say no right now because I'm still angry
Yeah.
because that's my child. She was 17. That's my 17-year-old daughter. I have an older daughter and I have a son now. He's 18. So yeah, that's so painful. And I think because I went through that, I took that fear and I carried it on into with my son. So my son
Mhm.
is 18, and my child can't go nowhere without me shaking physically. If I The other day I tried to call him and he didn't answer me. He told me I'm on my way home. He was at a meeting. He said, "I'm on my way home. We were supposed to be going to the store." I said, "Okay, I'll go outside and wait on you." So I'm outside waiting, and the meeting is like 5 minutes from here, and 20 minutes past 25 minutes passed and he was nowhere to be found. At that point, I'm shaking
Yeah. Sent
tremendous.
into attack. Yeah.
I am walking. Me and my son both are screaming and crying because we're both terrified. My son,
Hmm.
because he sees me and he's dealing with I don't think he grieved like he should have. So me and him are walking down Congress Street screaming and crying because we couldn't find him. And what made it worse is I heard sirens.
Yeah.
And when I heard those sirens going that way, I thought the worst. So that's what I deal with now.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear a siren, I'm calling him. I'm calling my son. Are y'all okay? If
Yeah.
I call my son and he don't answer, I'm in my car telling him it can be 2 o'clock in the morning and he has a little girlfriend. I'm knocking on that door at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
Look, it's not till recently I started counseling to where I realized how much we store that trauma when it
Mama.
happened.
Yeah,
And it's like now I'm sitting talking to somebody. I'm like, that's what that is.
that's what it
That's
is.
what. Oh, these certain pains and these
Yes,
you
yes.
don't realize how much it stays in your body.
Yeah, and right now I'm in a process of doing it's called well, not in the process, but that is my goal to do somatic therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And somatic therapy and helping women and men to deal with that trauma because we have what's called flight or fight.
Yep.
When you do that somatic therapy and that breath work, you are going around that and you are tapping into that and letting people release.
I'm doing it right now.
Yes, I love
It's
it.
hey,
Yes,
it's a lot.
I know. It's amazing though, isn't it?
The way it was explained to me is you have to literally rewire your brain.
The nervous system, everything. That's it. Trauma is stored in the body and in the nervous system, and you have to really tap into that. And man, yes, like intuitive. I want to do intuitive healing. I want to do all of that. That is my dream.
Believe it or not, a lot of those things, and I'm glad we even talking about it. Because everything I am the biggest believer, Jesus freak you will ever know.
Mhm.
But some things you actually have to slow down
Yes,
and deal with it.
that's it.
You can't just pray everything away and you can't
No,
just act like it didn't happen. No,
that's
you
it.
have to be able to sit in those situations
Yes,
and deal with the trauma and the
yes,
pain and
yes,
what it causes. Because when we go through certain situations, sometimes it's so painful we have to cut our brain off to
mm-hmm.
even continue living.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go all the way back to those spots and pick up that brain, sit in that trauma, and then say, okay, let's walk a step down.
That's it.
Let's walk a step now. Because you had to put it down.
Yes,
You
yes,
had to put it down. To keep on going, you had to put it down.
yes, yes,
And y'all done been through all of this,
yes,
and y'all still walking forward, got programs going, trying to help people.
yes, yes. I think that is our divine purpose. I think our purpose is to help people not to experience some of the things that we've gone through. Um, our life. A lot of people say, "Man, y'all life is a movie."
Seriously.
It's a movie, and I tell him all the time, we need to write a book. I started on mine. I'm doing me a book about my life. But uh, I think because we've gone through so much, and the reason we do what we do, and our thing is called Speaking to Inspire Through Experience, because we speak about the experiences that we both dealt with, and we go to inspire people through our own stories, especially children. Inspire these children because you have a lot of children that are dealing with some of the things that we as adults go through, but they think that they're alone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nobody understands that. Well, I figure our job is to come in and let them know you're not alone. We've been through this. Now, come on, let me help you. Let's talk. Let's
Yeah.
find someone that can help you to deal with whatever you're dealing with. Because in the a lot of people, and I'm gonna say this, in the black community, a lot of people don't believe in therapy. We don't believe in therapy. We don't believe in talking to anyone and telling people what we got going on. We hold that on the inside. It sits right there, and we try to deal with
Heart
it.
attack, strokes, all of
Trauma.
the above.
That's trauma. And see, I did that. I'm that person. I took, man, at my child's funeral, I did not cry
Man,
until it was time for her to go on the ground. And at that time, I sat there and I cried. But I didn't cry there because I felt I had to be strong for everybody else. Now I did cry for, of course I cried because that's my child. And he was my rock. He was there through the whole thing for me.
yeah.
So everything I've ever been through, he's always been there. He's always been there. But I mean, we are, dude. We just hold everything. I literally, we just and think it's gonna go away,
No.
and it's not gonna go away, dude. Like you say, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, man, all that is trauma.
A part of your holistic healing serving in your purpose because everybody is different. I
Mhm,
want to go back to a comment you made.
mhm.
You said your divine purpose. Now you know I'm about to make you unfold that whole thing. What do you mean by that when you say your divine purpose? Because I'm big on all that. I'm with the language that you're talking, but I want other people to fully know what
So
comes with that.
yeah, yeah. So I think that we were put here for this. We were put here to help someone. I mean, and Chad says this a lot. We have been, well, him mostly, but me too. I'll touch on myself. We have been takers forever. We've always been takers. Him dealing with the drug addiction and some of the things that he did, to get the drugs, or just always taking it and asking for a handout.
Yeah.
Give me, give me, give me. Now is our time to give back. It's our time to take the experiences that we've lived through and give that back. Give that to someone and let them know that you don't have to go through that at all. You are not where you've been.
Mm.
You're not where you've been. We've all been through something, but it's how you come out on the other side of that.
When you said divine purpose, that's that's truly the life I live. But a lot of people don't understand. Like when you understand your divine purpose, it also comes with walking through all of that. So
Yeah,
you could be the pillar of light,
yeah.
Chad and Jennifer, the pillars of light who gonna stand there and light the path for everybody else to come out of that.
Uh-huh.
But you gotta walk through it first.
That's
And
it.
once you realize that, that's when you start understanding that divine purpose. But boy, it gets real. Oh,
Yes, yes, yes.
we got a comment, y'all, from Sharon Williams says someone said something to the effect that we need to bless those who have walked through hell and come out with buckets of water trying to help others. Man, come on, man. That's that divine purpose, man. A lot of people don't understand. Like when you see people anointed, when you see people called by God and don't know the life. That's why I love people being able to come and tell their story because you don't know what people have walked through. You look at people, oh yeah, that's Brother Chad and Susan Jennifer. Talk to people and see what they actually walk through
Yes, yes.
and know how powerful people are and how powerful Christ is working through them for them to still be standing up trying to help somebody.
Mhm, mhm.
Now, I want to go back again for those who join in. Ex, Explain to us a little bit the programs that y'all involved in, where they are, and if people want to be involved in it, how can they be involved in?
So this Friday at the MLK Center, we have a flick meeting at 5 to 6:30 at the MLK Center. We holding them at the last Friday of each month, with the exception of November and December. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different date, but or they can go on our Facebook page, and see what we got going on. So the flick meetings is our chapter slash community meetings where we come together, we discuss issues that we seeing with the kids, and we try to come up with solutions, right? And part of the flick work, we talk about all the flick work what we have going on, upcoming
Mhm.
things, upcoming events, or whatever campaigns we are currently working on. Like right now, we like the shirt "No Kids in Angola."
Mhm.
We we back on that again because the kids they put there's some hard situations out there, and I know that's a touchy subject. Everybody have their own way of viewing that, man. But our main thing with Flick is to uh to have the right programs implemented, counseling, mentorship programs, and whatever kids need to be successful first, rather than throwing them away to the system, you know,
Yeah.
because the state gets like $150 for each kid that's incarcerated.
$150,000.
I'm sorry, 150,000, and only 15,000 for the education. So you see the numbers difference, 15 compared to 150, and
150,000 every kid.
Yes,
yes,
for each kid that
and
they incarcerate, and only 14,000 or 15,000 for every kid that's educated. Yes.
So our goal, man, is to push. It's an act that we had passed, Flick, that was before our time with Flick, called Act 1225. Where we push to get the money on the front end. Y'all keep putting money on the back end.
Let's prevent this instead of waiting and then trying to catch a master.
Yeah, preventative measures. So as we were doing the Flick work, Jennifer and I saw a need, like as we're working with these kids, we advocate for kids, we saw the need for mentorship. And that's what gave us the idea to start our mentorship program. And so
And workshop.
and workshop.
We have a
So
workshop.
my main thing was speaking and mentoring, and her thing was God give her idea about these workshops. So she figured out a way to put it all together into one 12-week program. So
What would we do without our wives?
oh man.
Lord have mercy, man.
Right.
And the word said when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Man.
That's it.
Yes, indeed, man. And so
We do parent cafes too, once a month.
so yeah, we're doing that, man. And I'm currently working on my life coach, wellness coach certification. So I could do a little bit more with that, man.
Yeah.
So man, just all around, man. We're just trying to go where God leads us, man. And we have a couple of different irons on the fire. Matter of fact, we was working up until 2 minutes before the podcast came on. I was like, man, we got to get it all in, bro. Every little bit of what we got to do, right?
Yeah.
And so, man, I'm just so grateful, man, because like she talked about purpose, and I remember when I felt like I didn't have a purpose.
Yeah.
I remember being on my knees, man, 2.5 years ago, man, asking God, show me my purpose. What is my purpose? God, I'm getting older. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And all the while, man, he was shaping and molding me to be the man that I'm becoming. And so that way I could try to use what I've been through. And like she said, she could use what she's been through to help others, man. Because that's what it's all about, man. The word
Yes,
of
sir.
God is love. So, if I want to know if God is love, man, how do I operate in love and what is love? So then we look at Corinthians and we find out what love's about, you know?
Yes, sir. So, another question I got for y'all. How is it when y'all go together, to mentor? Do they find it strange? Do they like, they don't look like they've been through nothing? Nah, they look like they just normal. They look like they just. How is it when y'all go places to mentor?
Well, my life is an open book, man. So people know me. People know me, man. They know what we've been through. So, and man, some of them kids, like you said at the time, they might be looking like, man, this dude, man, what do then
They wouldn't believe it.
yeah.
And see, with me,
yeah.
I kind of pull. We've spoken at La Rosen. We did La Rosen before, and I think with me, people, I kind of pull them in when I tell them what happened to me and my child. And I think when I spoke to them at La Rose, and I seen a couple of little young girls and guys kind of put their head down. And
Yeah.
when I tell my story about my situation with my daughter and some of the things I went through, I, I sometimes I get tears out of them. You know, I get tears. They get emotional, and so and that's a good thing to me. That's what I want.
Hmm.
I want you to feel it, and don't put your mama through
And see,
it.
And this is the thing is when I because I mentor a lot and when I deal with this generation, it it's sometimes it's hard to connect them to the real life of the results that happen with that. It's almost like there's a disconnect to where it's almost like they feel it's a video game or it's not real life. Like, no, people actually losing their life. There's no coming back. And on a video game, Grand Theft Auto, you do this and do that, and you come right. No, man, people going to prison, people losing their life. This is not a joke. But it's almost like it's almost like I said, it's something in between to where it's like it's hard to get them to understand that this is reality.
and see, the thing about it is that it they don't have a concept of death. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was young, like I was so chaotic, man, to where I felt like it couldn't happen to me, and I felt like my mindset was so corrupt. It was like I felt like you weren't gonna take it a situation to the extent that I was willing to take it. You know,
Yeah.
And you said something earlier when y'all were talking about the trauma, and you talking about rewiring your thinking. And see, and for me, that's my main message. Is I'm big on that, on rewiring your thinking, on reprogramming your thinking. You know, the word said, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind."
Hmm.
And so, and then I hit them with the science because the science backs that up. Science backs up that scripture because we could actually transform our thinking and renew our thinking because let's say I'm 48 years old, so my thinking is based on the 48 years that I've been alive, the situations I've been through, conversations I've had, things I've heard,
Hmm.
things I've watched. So all of that contributes to my mental programming, right? And that's why for me it's so important now that I'm aware of
Yeah.
what am I putting into my mind, what am I putting into my spirit, what am I programming my subconscious thinking with, right? And so,
Oh, he going deep.
and for me, that's what it's about, man.
That's the root of it.
That's the root of it, man. And see, our kids don't realize, and some adults we don't realize the importance of this, man. You know, like whatever I'm putting in, bro, that's what I'm gonna get back out, bro. You know, and that's just our message, man. You know, our message is when we sit down with these kids, it's to sow a seed into their spirit. It ain't so much to bash and say, hey, I've been through this and blah, blah. It's to say, hey, man, this is what you're capable of, right?
Yeah.
It ain't even about what you've been through. It ain't about what I've been through. It's about, let me teach you how to operate in your fullest potential. Let me teach you about vision boards, about affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Let
Mm.
me teach you about the words you speaking to yourself about yourself.
And that's what we.
You
And
giving
so
them the keys.
that's
One of the
it.
keys.
And that's a part of our curriculum. Actually, we do the vision board and the career board. So we do that too. And then what's crazy is we also have a T-shirt line. So
Hmm.
we have a T-shirt brand of our shirts are written backwards. So when you look in the mirror, you read it the right way. So it speaks to you. So the affirmations are written backwards. We create the slogans. They're written backwards. So when they look in the mirror, they can read their shirts the right way.
That's a nice. That is a
That
nice, yo.
Yes.
But on that subject, brother Chad, like I'm so glad you're doing that because those powers are using what you teaching them the opposite way though. They filling them up with the music and calling myself this and the
Mhm.
young females calling themselves that. So more people need to start giving those actual keys because that's the only thing that's gonna help them get out of that. You gotta know what you're feeding yourself. You gotta know what you're calling yourself. You gotta know what you're watching every day. You gotta know what's influencing. You gotta know them thought patterns and what negative things you keep feeding into your subconscious. That's why I said everything that you said, that's the keys. That's truly the keys, man.
And see, you know, just on another scripture, the word says, you know, as a man thinketh so easy. So what do I think about myself? So, and that's another one of our messages, man. Try to get these kids to view themselves in a different light.
Mm,
If they're viewing themselves in a negative light, and that's a big thing, man. How do I see myself? What do I
yeah,
believe about myself? Because when I was young, I didn't believe nothing positive about myself, man. I
yeah,
didn't. I had a negative self esteem. I had a negative self image.
And some of these kids are hard to break. We got one. He wouldn't talk to. He didn't relate to Chad, but he related to me.
hmm,
So and that's the good thing about both of us working together, because some of them may be able to come to me, because and some of them may be able to go to him. So we don't
right.
like it. We the only two, and we tend to work with 10 at a time. So we giving them nuggets from the both of us. So
Now,
one,
is there any way for people to help y'all, or people to sow into your ministry, or like any way people can donate, or anything like that to help y'all cause?
so
The
we do
website,
have a
we got a
website.
website.
On our website, there is a button on there that people can donate. We
Hmm.
do take donations. Hopefully, we'll blow up big one day and we can hire people to help us.
Yeah.
But whenever we hold events, like we have like a career day, we do have people to come and speak to. I'm sorry, have people to come and speak to the kids, about their careers and how they change their lives around. In no August the 19th, I am
Mhm.
putting on our workshop. So our workshop is for parents or guardians and their children,
Yeah.
and I teach them the importance of communication and trust,
Mm.
because I didn't find out my daughter was being abused till she was already gone. She was gone, and someone came and told me, he had been beating on her. She didn't feel comfortable to come and tell me
Yeah.
that. We didn't have that type of communication, and he went through something similar, bullying and all that, and he couldn't go to his dad and tell his dad what he was going through either.
Yeah.
So I created a full day workshop that will get the guardian and the child, the youth, together, and we're going to work on some things together, and we're going to break apart, and also teach them some things on how to speak to each other and how to build that trust in a relationship. So I've even created um, a card game to where they can ask very intimate, personal questions to each other. And
Tough conversations, man.
that's it, one on one.
Whoo.
Yeah, it's a full day. And I'm actually, I think we might have a few, but I normally try to open it up online and take a few more if I haven't reached my cap. And everything's free. We don't charge.
Hmm.
They come in, and that's a way for us to give back. But we do. Our website is speakingtoinspire.net. Speaking the number two inspire.net, and people can go on and look at our website, and there is a donation button if they want to donate, or if they have any questions they can inquire.
.net. Speaking to inspire.
.net.
See if I got that correctly.
And it's the number two.
Did I get that right?
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
All righty. All right. Now this is the part. This is the part. Before we close, I'm gonna separate both of y'all and
Okay.
ask this same question, so y'all can't copy each other answers. All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Here we go. Let me clear this. All right. Who want to go first?
Oh, I know. I know. But yeah, we both went. No, we all know what the question is, so we went. It's
All
all good.
right. So we started with you first, Miss Jennifer.
That's
Okay, here
fine.
we go. If you was on stage
Mhm,
and you had a microphone
mhm,
and you could speak to every single individual in the world
mhm.
who's ever dealt with any type of abuse or domestic abuse or violence or loss of a child, what would you tell them?
First I would tell them, if you're in that situation, please get out of that situation. You know, um, you may be in a relationship where that person is going to tell you over and over again, I'm so sorry, it'll never happen again. Don't ever believe that. Don't believe that. Walk away from it and don't take that chance. A mother that has lost her child, I've actually spoken to some women that have lost their children. When I hear about it, when I was in Lake Charles, I would hop in my car and run to them and speak to them and let them know I am here for you. Whatever you need, please call me. It is something that hurts. It will hurt for the rest of your life. It will hurt, but it does get just a little bit easier. It gets a little bit easier to deal with. But you will hurt forever, especially if they have a daughter like my granddaughter did and looks just like her mama. But but yes, yeah, resilient. You have to be resilient.
Mm. All right, Mr. Che, Brother Che. If you was on stage and you had a microphone and you could speak to every individual that ever dealt with any type of addiction, especially to the men, what would you tell them?
Don't wait. There's help out there. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, the enemy try to tell me, man, you're old, you're getting old, and I gotta rebuke that, man, and keep pushing, man, because I'm really not that old. But I would tell you, man, you don't have to wait till you 46 like I did. You don't have to waste another day. Give yourself a break. You deserve better. I would just tell them, man, you got to figure out a way to tap into some kind of power greater than yourself, man. And whether that be God or a program or something, man, you got to try to tap into something and get some help. You don't have to do it alone. You have people out there that care, that'll be there for you in these programs, man. And if you don't have no family, but they got programs, man, and we here for you. If you're in Lafayette, call. If you really ready and you want to make a change, like we will be there for you.
Yeah. Y'all, I enjoyed that, man.
We did too.
Hey, and look though, Brother Chad, I know a lot of people that I know, they know you, and I always hear good stuff about you, bro.
Oh, thank you, man.
Always. That's a solid brother. Oh no, that's a real brother. Oh no, he A1. Oh no, he really about his business. No, he everything that I didn't heard, man.
Thank you.
So look, from all of us in the community, we truly appreciate what y'all do. Look, we will continue to lift y'all up in our prayers that God continue to bless y'all ministry, bless y'all family, bless y'all household, bless y'all finances, and give y'all everything that is needed to further the kingdom building and what he has y'all to do for y'all divine purpose here on earth.
Thank you.
Look, we appreciate y'all. We going out with a song. Look, y'all got some people shouting y'all. Hold on. Let me go back to these. Donovan Davis say, save the youth. Look, he say he is the real deal. Look. Stand and say, appreciate y'all. Look, Donovan say, Brandon, that's my big brother. I'm telling you, man, the Landry family, man.
Yeah.
Look, keep on keeping on, y'all. And look, we all in this together. If I have anything y'all need, y'all let me know. Like you said, I'm an open book. All the brothers Shannon and Donovan, they all know. Y'all can reach me. I ain't know I'm hard to find. No, if y'all need anything, y'all need to come meet y'all one day. Need me to come speak. Let me know. I'm there. That's my passion, and that's what I love to do all day, every day.
Thank you.
Look, let me know, and I'm in there.
All right.
Look, salute to y'all. We going out with a song. Can we have y'all back to give us updates? Let us know what's going on. Look, if y'all got an event going on, y'all need to come through and let everybody know. Okay. Come through, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Look, y'all have a good one. We rolling. Continue to be blessed, God first, y'all. We love y'all.
Said you gotta keep fighting. And even though it gets hard, you gotta keep striving. Through the fears and the loss, so the tears won't turn off. So he hears your heart's cry.
To my queens, I see y'all in a different way. It's more to y'all than posing pictures on your Facebook page. God giving power to uplift a man, to make a slave, speak life into our dreams, or tear us down and watch us fade away. Know y'all position, cause you're vital to the family structure, no replacing any mother. Careful how you treating love. Elegant, heaven sent etiquette is like no other. Her love is better than buttered biscuits right out the oven. Know who you are, don't let this world define. Shape or mold you, God's daughter, queen of nations. There's no box to ever hold you. Life creator, womb protector, heaven sent, love injector, backbone, best gift ever, worth more than hidden treasure. I speak life, cause this world is trying to turn you cold. Replace that heart of stone with flesh. We need your love to make us whole. Kick back your crown and hold us down. Together, we won't fold. Get back to love how God intended. Change to make this family
Even though this life is tough, said you gotta